When your AC stops working, just call the experts at KS Services Heating and Air. They're fast and affordable. Right now, purchase any Bryant energy efficient system and save with 0% interest for 60 months with approved credit. It comes included with a 5-year labor warranty. And our fair price guarantee means that we will always give you 3 quotes for every situation. A good, better, and best. Call KS Services Heating and Air today. We roll on, whatever it takes.
It's the Weather Xtreme video. This is the morning edition for Wednesday, the 6th of September. I'm James Spann. Alabama's weather just beautiful through the weekend, but the focus will be on Hurricane Irma. A lot of things going on here. We got multiple tropical systems, so let's just dive in. Look at the amplitude across the continental United States. Wow. Big ridge in the west, big trough in the east. And the eastern trough should turn Irma sharply north this weekend, which is a good thing for Alabama. There's the watch warning map. Things quiet this morning. Again, some air quality issues back in the northwestern states because of all of the smoke from wildfires. Convective outlook today. We have marginal risks on the Atlantic coast and also in the western U.S. for parts of Northern California. But Alabama getting into dry air. We're going to be dry for a while, maybe a few showers down across the southern counties of the state today. Here's the rain for the next 7 days. And obviously, the ultimate rain will depend on the track of Irma. The guys at WPC have the big numbers on the South Atlantic coast, Key West, up to Cape Fear. In Alabama, the amounts taper off radically from the Georgia state line back off to the west. And there's a chance Alabama doesn't see a drop of rain from Irma, but we might see some over far east Alabama at some point early next week. But other than that, the pattern here looks pretty dry. But the tropics are very active. 3 systems on the board. In addition to Irma, we have Jose, a tropical storm that's trailing Irma in the Atlantic, and Katia, a new tropical storm in the Bay of Campeche in the far southwestern Gulf of Mexico. Let's start with Katia. This thing is more than likely going to meander about and then drift into Mexico this weekend as a tropical storm. We have high confidence in that. We believe that is no threat to Texas or anywhere in the United States, which is good for obviously our friends up in southeastern Texas. They don't need any more rain, so I think that's a good solution. This is Jose. This thing's expected to become a hurricane and then gain latitude this weekend and early next week. And again, this thing might encounter some upwelling, some cooler water brought up from Irma, but the Hurricane Center still has this thing as a hurricane early next week, well north of Puerto Rico. What does it do from there? Well, the steering currents collapse and basically nothing. This is the ensemble guidance coming from the GFS. It might kick out to sea, or it might drift back to the west. We just don't know at this point. But again, we'll deal with that one in a bit. We got to keep an eye on that, but obviously this is the one we're watching intently. Irma remains a Category 5 hurricane this morning. And this thing is packing sustained winds at 185 miles an hour. It's tied for second place in terms of intensity based on wind in the Atlantic Basin. Number 1 on that list is Allen from 1980. Had 190 mile per hour sustained winds. Here's the forecast track from the Hurricane Center. The center passes north of Hispaniola, north of Puerto Rico, comes up toward the southeastern Bahamas, and it hangs a hard right. We've talked about this for days, and the Hurricane Center adjusting their track a little to the east. They got this thing near Lake Okeechobee in Florida late Sunday night. And again, there's still some uncertainty, obviously, and that we're still 5 days out from landfall. But let's look at modeling. Tropical models have adjusted to the east. And quite frankly, many of them keep this thing offshore in the Atlantic, putting Florida on the good side. Still, there is a chance of high impact over the Florida Peninsula. Don't get me wrong. But if you want to be on a side, you want to be on that west side. This is a look at the ensemble guidance coming from the GFS, 21 members. And again, you got a few members that really keep it. You've actually got a few members that recurve this thing with no U.S. landfall. Wouldn't that be great? The ensemble mean brings it up toward the coast of South Carolina, really near the North Carolina border, the black line. the European. And again, you got a number of members that want to recurve this thing. So let's look at the intensity guidance, and more than likely it's peaking in intensity right now. Understand this will still most likely be a very dangerous major Category 4 hurricane when it comes up on South Florida late this weekend. But at that point, there could be some interaction with Cuba. Shear values coming up a little bit, not quite as strong. But let's dive into the deterministic runs, the model runs here. This is the GFS. This is the 06E run. This is midday today. And again, remarkable amplitude with a trough in the east, ridge in the west. And again, for Alabama, sensible weather, most places dry today. Maybe a stray shower down south early this morning, but cooler with highs mid to upper 70s. Going to feel good and a good north breeze. Tomorrow, beautiful day. We start the day down in the low 50s. We'll probably see some 40s in spots. Highs in the upper 70s, low humidity, just gorgeous. Friday, same thing. Our weather's going to be great through the weekend. Of course, we're watching Irma. This is Saturday. And again, this is the GFS, Saturday, 2 o'clock Eastern. Irma begins to make the turn. Let's go to Sunday at 2 o'clock Eastern. Irma just passing to the east, just east of Miami and West Palm at Fort Lauderdale. And again, I don't think it's going to be that deep at all. I think that's bogus. The European or the GFS has been deepening this thing way too much. We'll go to Monday at midday, 2 o'clock Eastern. And that's not a good look for South Carolina. And again, that's why we say everybody from Key West up to the Outer Banks, they've got to keep a close eye on this thing. And our friends, obviously, in Hilton Head and Charleston and Myrtle Beach, we'll have to be watching carefully. And then Tuesday, the remnant circulation is over Kentucky. Let's look at the European, which traditionally performs better in the medium range. This is Saturday. Sunday, 2 o'clock Eastern. Pretty similar to the GFS. It's got this thing very, very close to Miami at 927 millibars. I mean, this is a very dangerous situation. Best possible scenario is that the center stays offshore and keeps Florida on that west side. This is Monday at 2 o'clock Eastern. 937 millibars just east of Jacksonville. And then Monday night, it comes in, again, north of Savannah, really up around Hilton Head, between Savannah and Charleston. And that is not a good look for Charleston. And remember, the worst side with a landfalling hurricane like this is going to be along and north of the circulation center. And again, this is just model output. This could change. And then we'll go to Tuesday. The remnant circulation is on the border of South and North Carolina. And again, there's some suggestion Alabama might catch some rain on the far eastern side of the state, but we're mostly dry. So that's the deal. Again, we can't be specific in terms of impact on Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas at this point. We're still a little too far out for that, but everybody from Key West through the Florida Peninsula, up the Georgia and the South Carolina coast, you got to be ready. This is September 15th, Friday of next week. Little troughing left behind. That's probably the remnant of perhaps Irma kind of hanging around here, maybe some showers, but again, nothing especially heavy. The bottom line is in Alabama, we look pretty dry for a while. But it's going to feel pretty good. Seeing a lot of 70s on the board, lows in the 50s. Temperatures tick up a little bit with mid-80s back in here by mid-September. And I remind everybody we can have some hot days in September, but still no evidence of any 90s coming back. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes in the blog. The next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you can't catch us this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.
AC broken? Just call KS Services Heating and Air. All Bryant energy-efficient systems come with a 5-year labor warranty, and our fair price guarantee means that we'll always give you 3 quotes for every situation. Just call KS Services Heating and Air today.